I'm doing great. I just watched an amazing movie.
Apparently, I gave my intro and it didn't have my fucking mic defaulted. So, hello everyone. No, welcome to another Rotten movie review. You just heard Tier going in the whole thing. Let's make sure it's still on my Discord server. All right, we ran a little late because the movie ran a little longer than we realized. Didn't realize it was 2 hours when we first got into it. So we started when it was. But with me as always, Tier Alexander. Tier said hello. Join us as well as Angela. Angela, you back from checking
I
your
didn't
toaster?
go.
Okay, so
Will went.
Okay, so Will went. Will's going to do that. Huh. Good
Yes,
Lord.
we are toaster aficionados here. We do like to check toasters.
But we watched the second Nicolas Cage National Treasure movie, 2007. Obviously, action adventure. Did the first one have them trotting around the world? I don't think it did.
No, they stayed in the continental
Yeah.
U.S.
Yes, they had to up the ante, obviously.
Well, technically, honestly, I take it back. They did. The ship was in the Arctic or
Oh
somewhere
yeah, at the
cold.
beginning.
Yeah,
I
so
was
they
going to say,
did go.
technically, they were abroad at the very beginning.
Yes, but after that, they stayed in the continental U.S. I mean, they had maybe only two really, Paris and England.
Still, all
And
in all, not a bad. I definitely say not a bad movie. I mean, you obviously had Diane Kruger again, Nicolas Cage, obviously.
was that
Just
Helen Mirren?
That was Helen Mirren.
Yes, I liked her in that, and I liked her in her role in Red. And Ed Harris played a very, very good character.
He wasn't. All right, okay. All right. I won't call him a bad guy. Maybe an anti-hero.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know I said bad guy while we were chatting, but he wasn't really a bad guy. He was just trying to.
He did some of
He
the
was
wrong
trying to
things for
clear
the
his
right
own
reasons.
name.
I mean, had he asked how he went about, I think he went about it the wrong way. I think he should have just outright asked instead of
So basically,
going
what
that.
I said, he did the wrong things for the right reasons.
Yes.
Sorry, it just was just like I basically
I'm
just said that.
All I was saying, I was just elaborating. You gave rather
Yeah, but for
vague.
anyone who hasn't seen this movie, it came out in 2007. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes. And, it's Nicolas Cage's character, Benjamin Gates, following a clue left from a burned portion of John Wilkes Booth's diary. Because it's supposed to be him proving the innocence of his ancestor, that he was not a mastermind of it. And they got, the original cast back together, then introduced his mom, who's played by Helen Mirren, and I still loved her in both Red movies.
I thought she was really good in Calendar Girl.
Let's see. And as I said,
oh yeah, and Will's joined us. Will, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing. The romance rekindled ×2.
Yeah, and the new one started. It looks like Ryan got a little love interest himself.
Mm-hmm.
Riley, yes.
Riley got a potential love interest, so they're gonna follow through National Treasure 3. All three couples are gonna be on the rocks, and they're gonna find a fourth person helping them out.
Honestly, I have a feeling Riley's would probably be the one that's not on the rocks, because he'll have hopefully learned from the rest.
Yes, he'd hopefully learn. No, I'm gonna listen.
It's literally going to be because Riley's a friggin' lost puppy anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but that is what Riley is.
Yeah, which also might be why it's on the rocks.
She's not used to that type.
She'll be dragging him around by the nose. He'll just go along with it.
Ooh, it will be interesting.
It would be more likely that she actually has been keeping him homebound.
Yeah, I'm not letting you out of my sight.
You're liable to get in trouble.
I'll still just say I liked how they had the both of the ending of the first movie to the end of this movie when he gets back into his Ferrari, and he still hasn't managed to learn how to drive a manual properly.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, my brother in Christ, what are you doing? You're burning out a clutch that's going to cost you more than my car.
Yes, but not as much as his car. So.
Mhm.
Well, the only reason why the clutch is going to cost him more in that whole thing is, one, it is going to be more of a high performance vehicle, but two, it's also imported, which is going to make it even more expensive.
Yep.
More difficult to find.
One
Not
of the
that
reasons why
it's not that it's more difficult to find, it's just that whole thing of having to import everything.
Yeah. One of the reasons why insurance in certain vehicles is significantly more expensive is because they have to bring the parts in from out of the country.
Yep.
Okay,
Especially for
so
OEM.
To go into the whole thing of like kind of going this stuff, thing. So, did you like the movie and did you find it entertaining? We'll start with Tier.
Oh no, this was a terrible movie. Just terrible. I was not the edge of my seat looking at this movie. This movie was utterly shit. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, because it
Yes, I
didn't
found it
have boob.
entertaining.
I know, because it didn't have tits.
Yep, no tits. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend.
Angela, your
Nah,
your
I loved
opinion?
it.
I both liked the movie and was entertained.
And Will.
Quite enjoyed, yes.
I as
I
well.
would
And go ahead, Angela.
I would like to really quick address something that Mr. Scott said. Um, I didn't say he was a whipped puppy dog. I said he was a puppy. He's very easily led or go along to get along.
All right, so the
He's
best thing about okay, go ahead.
I wouldn't call him a simp, just flattered that somebody recognized him.
I
He
think
was
We
that,
can
all
get
right.
we can get more into that in a little bit.
all right.
And that, but
Like I said, I just wanted to address it before it
yeah,
disappeared.
I will definitely say, well, I don't think, like many movies that's a sequel, it is not as good as the original, but I think they did a very good job at capturing the magic of the first movie. Not exactly
Yeah.
because it's the first movie, but they did a good job with it. You guys' thoughts on it?
As a
Yeah,
sequel, they did well. It
as a,
doesn't suffer nearly as bad as a lot of sequels do, where they're nowhere near. It may not be as good as the original, but they did a good job.
But it is
as a
now.
sequel, I liked it. The reason why I particularly liked it is I think it did well for a sequel, and I think they did a great job of upping the ante. You know, in the first one, you clearly had a bad guy who was a bad guy for the bad guy reason, and you were looking for the lost gold. Now they raised the stakes just a little without going overboard. He's not like trying to save the universe from you know
Well,
he's
before we
trying to
get into
find
that,
something bigger.
because I just realized I'm gonna probably piss you off. I'm not expecting to see most likely a National Treasure 3 movie. They made a
I'm
TV. Well, no, they made a TV show.
I know they're not going to make a National Treasure 3. It
No,
would have
they
been
Oh yeah,
nice.
they
that's
they
right.
made a National Treasure TV show for Disney Plus called The Edge of History, and
Yeah,
it
I get
That's
has.
right.
that.
They made a new.
I get that. And I would love to see Nicolas Cage reprise his role and everybody moving forward in time. Maybe having a child of his own and they're going around doing shit. But if they don't, we don't get that. We don't get that. It'd been
Yeah,
nice that come full circle.
yeah. It looks like they might have someone who's supposed to be his daughter, or his
Yeah,
his
I
father
remember that.
is taken on, for the most part, a mentor role of a grandchild. It seems like, or as a teacher.
It should. If a sequel were to exist, a third one were to exist, what I would like to see, I would like to see it being three different Gates generations of Gates men, the grandfather, Nicolas Cage's character, and then his son, all of them working together to solve. Oh well, page 47,
Oh, so basically, in a way, you kind of want like the latest Shaft movie that they did that they had.
like a passing of a
Yeah.
torch. His father getting getting him involved, telling him the stories of all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then his grandfather corroborate all the stories that he's heard, and
I
then
don't
the
see why.
son. Hmm?
Go ahead, you first.
I was just saying, and then the son, he discovers some, a piece that his father missed in page 47 because now he I guess I won't say he has access to the book, but he remembers the book.
I
And
don't. Okay.
go ahead, go ahead,
I thought you were done.
go
Finish.
ahead. Done.
Okay. I don't see why it has to be a boy.
There's a reason why I had to be a boy.
Yeah, because you want to see men.
So it's- the reason why it has to be a boy because again, it's the grandfather, the father, and the son. It's this lineage has been passed from Gatesman to Gatesman. It, it's a lineage thing.
It kind of
Like
supposed
I'm
to
not
fall.
saying a daughter can't exist,
Hold
but
on, hold on. It's kind of supposed to fall like of how it was that the men in the Gates family tend to be more of the treasure hunters to go off on that, and they meet the women that are like their wives. So of like how Patrick's wife was, how she's a very smart and intelligent woman and everything, but wasn't as into the treasure hunter thing. Same with Abigail and that whole thing. Like, yes,
I am.
it could be a girl, but it's kind of supposed to follow that whole thing since the person who was supposed to play Ben Gates' grandfather from the first movie has already passed, so they can't have that set up. That's what Tears is saying, that he would like that it should be.
I understand what Tyr is saying. I'm saying I don't see why it has to be a boy. A generational thing is a generational thing. If you're not lucky enough to pass on a Y chromosome, that doesn't mean you can't encourage your child to be in the family business.
Actually, I think Mr. Scott could have it right as well, or so he has a good idea on that one. Instead of just doing the boy, do fraternal twins.
Yeah, that would be
That
even
would be
better.
cool too.
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say you can't have a little sister?
Yeah,
And
well, no,
they-
if you do the fraternal twins, you can have it be that they both have that spark, but it has that whole thing that they tend to work better together than they do apart. Because twins are like that sometimes. And what's up, Kefki?
Yo, Capkers.
Gifty!
I'm just saying, some stories should be passed between males. It's a symbolic thing.
I think generational inheritance of the family like thing
All right, so
isn't necessarily based on gender.
lineage is passed from male to male.
I can tell you're not Jewish.
No.
Not Jewish, not Egyptian.
But
Well, here's an interesting twist because as much as I can see Tyr's notion, what he'd like to see of the passing the torch, it would be hilarious, absolutely hilarious to have it go with he ends up with a daughter and has to do the torch pass to the daughters, like always expecting a son to do this and everything. And then the daughter keeps surprising him because she listened to him and did her own research and comes back. Riley's
half the reason
book of presidents thing, but have a daughter doing that because then you get the twist of the I was always proud of you thing, but then the additional you've really impressed me beyond that.
So half the reason why I say male is that if we were to get a new thing, it would pass that through that modern lens and where the girl is somehow magically special than everybody else.
Yeah,
see, I'm not saying more special than anybody else.
Hold on. I get what Tyr's trying to go with, and sorry to cut you off, Angela, on that one. It is that whole thing of there are people that would see that of it being a female and go, oh, she's automatically going to be a Mary Sue. And they could do it right either way. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my point is that I didn't say anything about making her Mary Sue. I
No,
said,
I know
why
that.
not have her be like, oh, what's her name? I can't remember the actress's name, but the chick from The Mummy.
Oh my god, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Rachel
You're
Weisz.
ta-
Rachel Weisz. Rachel
but
Weisz.
see the problem with the
Why not
with
have her be somebody like that who is very similar to what Nicolas Cage is? Just
again,
during the 20s.
again, lineage is passed from male to male, and it's like they've stated in this, like it's always been the
Oh,
Gates
no.
men. Not to say that there are Gates women that does it, but it's the Gates men that have this issue, that this constant wanderlust,
And that's
this
why
incessant need to treasure hunt, and to suddenly have a female do this is sort of like breaking a lineage thing. You
And
know,
so
again,
if
it
you're
was
the first man to not have a son,
that's what would make it a very, very interesting twist and entertaining if they do it right. Is the thing, they have to make sure that it's not a Mary Sue situation, which they don't have to make her a Mary Sue.
No,
They
I
have
don't
to
trust
do
Hollywood.
that's why I said though as well. It doesn't help even if they don't make her a Mary Sue. There, as we've seen on Twitter, just because there's a woman in that role, there's going to be people that will immediately say she's automatically a Mary Sue,
a Mary
and they're
Sue
not going
even.
to even give it the chance. Especially
Well,
when you
they're
have
lost.
to. Well, you also have to remember, especially with this fact that this is also a Disney franchise.
Yeah.
That's the part where I think they would have a hard time doing it right. Specifically because it's Disney. Not because it can't be done right, not because it can't be done right and entertaining, but because Disney is going to have an insanely difficult time doing it right.
Cards on the table. Tell you to you like this.
Jesus crap!
I'm tired of male things being co-opted by women. Now you have a family of treasure hunters who are all male, who have passed this desire, this need, this drive to go out and do the right, and to subvert that with a female is just taking another thing away. Yes, it would be cool, but in the span of things, you had Thomas Gates telling the story of his father passed down to his son, passed down to his son, and the lineage should continue being passed down to the next one. Now, I'm not saying he can't have a daughter, but the driver should be the father and the son.
Yeah.
The passing of lineage. Wouldn't mind if a Pope. What the hell?
I'm not gonna argue with Tyr anymore, but I am gonna say, Mr. Scott, do not ever say that again. Because I do not put it past Disney to create that abomination.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't mind if y'all ain't off the like button. Do it, please. Press that like button. It owes me nummies. Okay.
It's just things go weird sometimes in that. Like I can understand both you guys' point of view of why you'd prefer it to be one way or the other.
I don't prefer it either way. I just don't like the idea that it
No
has
sound.
isn't blessed with the gift of a son.
He said he can't hear somebody.
No
Oh.
sound. But I
Yeah, he
don't know.
said no. Oh, now he can hear you. Okay, must be something on his end.
I don't think that it's a tradition that should end should he not be able to, as I said, pass on a Y chromosome. There is no problem with it being just a generational thing passed on to your child. If you notice, they tend to have one kid.
That's true.
Again, it is the story being told between fathers and sons.
Yeah. This is one of those conversations, chat, where it's a really good thing that Tara and I are not in the same room because I might
Sorry,
get
Beth,
hurt.
I'm with you on this. It'd be just as bad as making a male Slayer in Buffy movie. Yeah, like some things are like the established lore is females.
I
The established lore
actually
is males.
I disagree because in the case of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, there is no actual blood relation in the existence, like in the thing.
Slayers are not a lineage.
Exactly. They just have one happens to be born in every generation.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's when the old one dies and a new one is called up. That's how you got Faith.
The powers are activated when the previous one dies, but one is born in every generation. They're just not necessarily activated.
Yeah, and that's how you got Kendra, Faith, and Buffy. Three Slayers
That's how
technically in
you
the same timeline.
yes, because one died. And the other Slayer was already born. I'm not going to hurt.
Or they can just not have a sequel.
And I still like the sequel.
They've already gone to a TV series and probably done it poorly because they sounds like they did a daughter the wrong way.
Well, from what
again, you tease page 47. I want to know what page 47 is.
Well, from what it goes on there,
all Slayers are female.
Yes, all Slayers are female.
From what I can gather from
shit.
Shut up. From what I can gather from the TV show, it's not even his daughter. It's just someone else from a different family. The main character of Jess. So, like, there's no one of
dumb.
Gates. Yeah. Yeah, because they even say it's like Jess Venezuela, a 20-year-old dreamer, sets off obviously dreamer, of course.
Oh my god!
Sets off on exploration to discover the mystery of her family history, and with the help of her friends, seek to recover historical lost treasure.
Shoot me now.
I used to love Disney. There was a time I was never a Disney princess girl, but there was a time when I actually used to really like Disney.
Yeah.
There was a time when they were good.
Yes.
Now it's terrible.
Well, I say good. You got to kind of like
still like Wreck-It Ralph, but
do that very loosely because of.
When was this put on? When was this created?
This was created so far
2022 and 2023. Yeah, around that time period.
He might well be Batman. I don't know.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not a Disney princess anymore. Okay. I grown out that.
Mr. Scott, my point is there's a difference between family lineage and a being that just exists when another being dies. That is not at all related to the previous being.
It's a calling.
If a family has a tradition of doing something that usually goes from male to male, if the next male in line does not have a male heir, there's no reason that their female heir cannot continue.
And I was wrong. The guy who played John Voight, who plays, his dad or Bill Gates, He is not in it. They have Harvey Keitel makes a thing in there in the TV
And
show.
his daughter is a character currently, or his grandson. Sorry.
Well, they don't give a last name for Sadusky. Well, it'd probably be his last name would be Sadusky.
I'm reading the Wikipedia page, and it calls him Liam Sadusky. And it says musician, bar worker, and Peter Sandusky's grandson.
Yep.
Later, Jess's love interest.
Yeah, I just scrolled up to see it. So gay. It's so gay.
Are you outing Tyr again?
What?
I mean, granted, I don't have that clip from. I think it's John. Pretty sure it's Johnny's sound pad. The ones I added were my personal favorite clip from Wendigoon.
Government sanctioned weaponized femboys.
And then I had to, because you can only do 8 without paying for it. So the other one was
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
all in all, though.
Batman, that would have worked better if you hadn't had the typo in there.
When Tyr reads her, no, I don't. I cleaned my hands earlier. My hands are clean.
All in all, though, I still say it's a good movie. The cast did very well together instead of having just the traditional bad guy. I also did like the since they always had to have the anti-upping, instead of going from the I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence, it's I'm going to kidnap the president. And now I have to double check something, which is, I'm pretty sure it came from the comic and whatnot. But I was like, man, that's got to be really funny for Helen Mirren, because she's in this movie to where the president gets kidnapped for a slight time frame, to then 3 years later be in Red to where they kidnap the vice president.
Wow.
Oh, that's continuity there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even realize it, and I still like the first one. But going back to this one, the cast did well. Bruce Greenwood did well as the president.
Yes.
Ty Burrell as Connor. That man has range. I'll go out.
Ed Harris has range.
Ed Harris has range, but the guy who played Connor, who got them into the Oval Office.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think he has the whole thing he did there. He's done the shit from Modern Family. And then he also played the asshole who you wanted to see die in the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Oh, yeah, he did, didn't he?
So the man's got actual range.
Holy shit, there's a novelization of this. I might have to pick this up and read it.
I think this might have actually been based off a book to begin with.
No, Disney Press published an official novelization of the screenplay titled National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets, the junior novel, in November of 2007. Parts of the story in the novel version differ slightly from what actually was filmed, owing to being made in the screenplay prior to and during productions. For example,
they wrote the book during the filming of the movie and didn't put in the changes that they made for the screenplay.
Yeah,
I'll be back in a moment because I gotta grab a drink and.
All right. It says in the novel, Ben and Abigail photographed the wooden plank found hidden in the Queen's desk and leave it behind, with the car chase following. However, in the movie, they take the plank with them on the chase. Also published on the same day, the official novelization was the companion youth novel, Changing Tides, A Gates Family Mystery. It is set in England in the year 1612, and the first series of historical novels about the Gates family. The epilogue from Changing Tides includes, at the back of the National Treasure books, the second youth novel by Hikapata, Midnight Ride, A Gates Family Mystery. I might have to pick those up.
So I wonder if they're half as good as the Sackett novels.
Yeah, I mean,
The who?
Louis L'Amour, he was a master.
he
Oh,
was a famous Western guy.
I
He
know
did
who
a shit ton of Western.
Lamore is.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Starts with Sackett's Land, I believe, and goes all the way through. I forget the last one. They did a basically a movie loosely based on 2 or 3 of the books together. I've got a copy on DVD just across the room here.
Right, I'm going back in time to ensure the Declaration ends with the words "Hail Satan."
When it comes to westerns, I'm more of a and I lost his name, but the guy that wrote Lonesome Dove. I read that entire series.
Come to westerns, I'm a Weird West
And
type of guy.
Buffalo Girls. What?
I said I'm a Weird West kind of guy.
Weird West? Okay.
Yes. Weird. You don't know what Weird West is?
No.
So it's just fancy stories or science fiction stories set in the Wild West. So
That's
think
pretty
elves
cool.
with guns.
Okay, looking at some of the trivia of this, this is back when Disney used to do shit that was actually like good on them. Apparently, Disney discovered that the shooting scheduled at Mount Rushmore would displace the local Hill City High School prom that is held annually at the location. To make up for this, Disney paid for the prom by providing transportation to a new location in Rapid City, door prizes at the prom, and scholarships for the valedictorians. You know, back when they were like, oh, we're not going to fuck over people and everything. And now they're just like, fuck that, man. We got to fuck everyone over.
So back when Disney had a heart?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And then one of the
Okay.
apparently not continuity errors, but things that were wrong was when Gates tells him that Abigail, it's like Abigail, the queen's not there because there's no flag. Apparently, that whole thing ended in 1997 after Princess Diana's death. So there is always a flag attached to the flagpole. If the Majesty's there, it's the royal standard. If she's not, it's the Union Jack flag.
So they could have done it without making the mistake just by referencing a specific flag.
Yeah, all you had to say is that's the Union Jack. She's not here.
Yeah.
Well, Disney and attention to detail.
Mm. Do.
Yeah, back before Walt's head got stuck in a freezer. Well, they did have heart back then, that's for sure.
Walt Disney's favorite song was a song from one of his movies. It was actually Feed the Birds from Mary Poppins.
Feed the birds.
There was
Tuppence.
There was a pianist in one of the restaurants at Disneyland where at the one of the Disney theme parks where whenever he would walk into the restaurant, he would look at the pianist and tell him play my song, and it was always that song.
Play it again, Sam. Play it again.
No, Tier, it's play it, Sam. Play it for old time's sake. He does not ever say, actually, play it again, Sam.
That is
Wow.
true.
I didn't know. And I'm not being facetious.
No, it was not Zippity Doo Dah.
Zippity Doo Dah, Zippity Day. Sorry.
See, I have watched Casablanca a number of times. I've watched
I haven't seen it in a minute, so
Maltese Falcon a number of times. Lost my best copy in a house fire. Stupid fire.
Oh, you want to hear something funny that I will say will probably get kicked more out of? Apparently, in the chase scene in London, the student driver for Nicolas Cage's car was Top Gear's Stig,
noise.
the man in the white suit.
I know that had to be an expensive shot to get them the chasing.
Oh, most likely. Apparently, the oh crap, where was it? Dang it. Okay, yeah, the guy who gets his car stolen by Ed Harris in London is the same guy that gets his Hummer stolen by Sean Connery in The Rock.
Nice callback.
Some people just suffer with Hollywood always stealing their cars.
Oh yeah.
Every time they come rubber movie, they burn out village. Sorry.
And then obviously, you know,
leave us alone, Mel Brooks.
The library scene in this one for the hidden compartment actually doesn't exist. That was actually made entirely in an empty room, I want to say, of the library.
Of course, that was a fabrication.
They can't let the normies know that the room exists. It's okay. I understand.
I do like how the lead up for that book, of them find out that book was having basically Riley go through and having to plead his case of, you know, kind of like he did in the first movie of like, he's not an idiot. When he brings up the whole thing, they're like, well, shit, he's right. Then you had to have him, that whole thing at Ben, to be like, bro, if it had been you trying to convince me, you'd had even less as evidence and I'd already believe you.
Yeah.
You just kind of have them all stand there like, fuck, he's right.
Yeah. He's like,
not the time to point out, well, I can't help if you're gullible. Any more than I can help that I'm always right.
Well, I love the president. What book?
yeah. Again. I would love to see what page 47 was. It'd been nice.
Yeah.
Well, clearly it was supposed to be a setup for National Treasure 3.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely.
Absolutely.
Just like the Jurassic Park, the shaving cream can with the embryos going down and being buried in the mud. They paid way too much attention to that for it not to have been
set up.
We might go somewhere with this.
I think they should, if they were going to do that, quick side as we always go into those, they should have done something with that. They really should have used that at the setup for the next several movies.
But apparently one of the
they countered that in the book though, because in the book they're talking about for Lost World is like obviously it was ludicrous the claim that all the animals on the island were born in that room with him and present. The loss of the general failure rate would be just too high. It'd be absurd. Obviously, they'd have a Site B for breeding their dinosaurs. Well, engineering their dinosaurs and working out all the kinks and bugs and stuff.
One would think.
One would surmise, yes.
Well, that's actually, I mean, that's their Site B notion in the movie was significantly less well-rounded than the whole. Site B is actually where we did all the heavy lifting, and Site A was a showpiece as an attraction.
Ooh.
And
Yeah,
apparently,
you would.
go ahead, Angela.
Okay.
No, I'm going to
I
change
was
some. So go ahead.
I was gonna say in a like production like that, you would not have your main like birthing site in the park.
Oh
The
God,
park is
no.
for when the animal is strong enough to be put on display.
Mm-hmm.
According to the game, like yeah, there were plenty of sites.
But going back to this movie, apparently, unlike what Gates claims, Custer was not on an expedition looking for gold. But gold did have a remote connection. Apparently, gold prospectors and settlers had repeatedly ignored treaties regarding Indian lands. Certain Indians responded, and the armies earned their dark infamy by disposing of the problem.
There's a shocker.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Just one more. Anytime the government says you don't need to be armed, they can protect you. Just remember that one of the worst school shootings in U.S. history was the U.S. government shooting people they had just disarmed.
I'm from the government, and I'm here to help.
Okay, so you reminded me of a thing that happened on Twitter earlier. I came across it, and a guy was arguing with a pro 2A gal, and he said, well, if you pay attention in the Constitution, the Second Amendment doesn't say anything about being able to buy firearms. And he was trying to imply that they would be provided by the militia. And I'm just like, there's nothing in there that states the militia, it's like that the militia or the government provides firearms. The whole thing of of there being no right to sell a firearm or to buy a firearm is if I
It's
go,
ludicrous.
hold on, is if I go to a gun store, I have no right to be able to buy there if they decide to refuse me service. Or if I go to have a deal with a person and they decide, you know what, I don't like this, I'm backing out of it, and nothing's been exchanged.
Say,
That's the right they have.
Hit them with one more. The Militia Act of 1792.
Well,
because
this guy also is trying to say, you know, that the militia for the regulation, or it's like because of it saying well-regulated militia, was doing the same shit that so many others did. Like, that means that we can regulate the firearms. It doesn't mean in good working order like they had said back in the day.
Yeah, so the person's clearly a moron and ill-educated, but still you come back to the Militia Act of 1792. So who did it define as in the militia? Essentially, by today's standards, everybody. And what was expected of the militia, which included 18, 19, 20-year-olds. The militia was to bring their own gun and ammunition that they had bought and provide it along with themselves ready to go at the militia muster. Well, if they can't buy it, how can they be at the militia muster with the gun that they are required by law to bring, having been required by law to actually buy it? And where is this in proximity to the actual ratification of the Second Amendment? Within a year.
Wait, did my shit go fucked up?
Nope.
Okay.
Not that I know of. I hear you.
Sorry, you trailed off for a second, and I get paranoid whenever this happens. Sometimes, even though I pay for good internet.
There was a natural pausing spot there.
Did
With
you? What if I did that?
What was the duck? Okay, Rotn did that. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't have my soundboard open. I have
I mean, there's
Minecraft open.
There's the 6 that we have, plus obviously, you know, the other ones like.
Hi, I've got herpes. Want to have sex?
Oh no.
Okay, so I'm gonna see. I actually bought SoundPad.
So did I.
It was on sale.
I was like, so did I. These are just the ones that I put in here that I may change out.
Hey, I'm a herpes factory. Come and do me.
Yeah, so I have basically got a lot because my main just collection pad has currently got 54 sounders.
Oh yeah, I have to go through and redo mine.
All I have to say, Rotten, your duck is distinctively missing a bang at the end.
Oh, the duck thing, that one is one of Discord's. When you look at the sound pad, they have the quack, the air horn, cricket,
Don DeMarco.
You missed it.
golf clap.
You missed what I was saying.
What
you
the
needed an explosion after the quack.
what? So you need like
Yes.
Finish him.
I will say, looking at the IMFDB of it, I actually did like they had the Philadelphia Derringer, which is what it was supposed to be, and then a pretty well known for the time. Time frame might have been a little off in that, 'cause I don't remember when the actual thing was for Lincoln, but the other revolver was a Colt Pocket, Colt 1949 Pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what shot Gates. Those are open top revolvers that actually, you know where their rear sight is? It's on the hammer.
Oh. Hey, you're speaking Japanese to me right now, my friend.
Well, you've got your front
I
sight and your
actually
rear sight.
understood what he said.
And on most guns, your rear sight's obviously at the end of the slide. Or even on a revolver, you know, it's right above the cylinder. Well, this one doesn't have anything over the cylinder. We'll do this an easier way. The everyone else won't get to see it, but I'll throw it on here.
So I've fired a 38 special that did not have a rear sight at all. It barely had a front sight.
Way to put it.
It's being shared.
Do you see the thing that says live? Click on it.
Let's the Discord again.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. Well,
yeah.
And this whole thing too, it's like you see there's a front sight here, but there's no rear sight. Like if I go over to here and bring up, let's just pull up the 1911 and that one, you have your front sight and then your rear sight. This one, when the hammer goes back, it's up far enough that you can actually, it has notches in it to be used as a rear sight.
Okay.
And that's learning your little bit of firearm stuff with Rotn.
Of course, the key point being you always want to be focusing on the front sight, which is the hardest thing for me to do.
My brother says you're a bad influence on me, Rotten.
Why?
I made the mistake of saying that I wanted to go to SHOT Show. What I really meant was I want to go to the last live.
Oh, the last of the
which
unsub
happens to be running at the same time as the Gundies, so it's a 2-for-1 special where you get to go and hang out at the SHOT Show after party with the unsubscribed guys and then have an unsubscribed show.
So I want.
Yeah,
I do want to
go to the Gundies.
I actually do want to go to SHOT Show sometime. That way, you know, I can like flip off the ATF stand. It's like booth. I just got to make sure I don't make a thing. You know, it's like the one guy did to where, you know, because Glock does actually sell horse semen. That is a fact. And a dude made a joke about it and got kicked out of SHOT Show and got a permaband.
Wait, he got kicked out and permabanned from SHOT Show for referring to their side business instead.
Yeah, because he made a sign about it and had it at the show. Like he quite literally got a piece of cardboard, wrote on it with a marker. If you look up the if you look at Brand Herrera's most recent one, I think it's Gun Meme Review. Give unto me moment. Brandon Herrera. Ah, yes, it's the Gun Meme Review where it's like, we need to talk about Kel-Tec because Kel-Tec has come out with a 5.7 pistol that uses a 20-round internal magazine, so it quite literally does get loaded via a clip.
Yeah, which you gotta think would sidestep some of California's restrictions. I'm not familiar with all of them, but
yeah, well, not only does it do that, it also does have an optics mount, and it uses a rotating barrel instead of the predominant tilt barrel. I'm a bad influence on space-time. I'm no worse than others.
I used to answer for a company that was, we had two separate accounts for them. One of them was just horse veterinarian, and then their other account was specifically horse semen sales.
well,
So,
say
so
well.
fun.
Back in my FedEx days, I had to routinely go to a dairy farm in regards to bull tanks, which is exactly what you think it is.
Oh,
And Mr. Scott, to answer that question, it's because Kel-Tec's, everyone's pretty sure that Kel-Tec's R&D department gets massive amounts of cocaine brought to them on a toy train. Because there is no way a sober person is making that shit. Like, they're most likely autistic as fuck, but also extremely drug induced. And it's that whole thing that for people that are non-California residents, there's still obviously the FN 5.7 pistol. There's the M&P or the Smith & Wesson M&P 5.7 pistol. There's the Ruger 5.7 pistol. There is Palmetto State Armory's two different 5.7 pistols. So there's options.
oh.
It's just one of those things they do.
And there's always options. One of them being also like overthrowing the government of California for the unconstitutional tyranny that it is. I did not say that.
I have no clue what you're talking about. I don't know anything.
Like Chrysler engineers putting a Hellcat engine in a minivan. Yeah. What about Doctor Strange versus Harry Potter? I don't know, man.
Why did that come up? What?
Oh, Doctor Strange would kick
Where
his
did
butt.
that-
Yes, it would.
Yeah, but where did that come from? What did I miss?
I would love to see a minivan with a Hellcat engine. Actually.
I mean, I've seen the one to where they actually have the boosted up minivan that was specifically made for drifting and whatnot. And the woman who drove it also had her two kids in like 5-point harnesses. I can't remember what the daughter was doing, but the son's just like getting basically kind of pushed, like thrown around a little bit while like playing his fucking PSP or some shit.
Oh.
It was ridiculous.
Oh, that sounds awesome, actually.
Say, I've seen a video of a minivan done as a sleeper on a drag strip.
Really?
I haven't seen all of the video, but I've also seen bits and pieces of the video to where they took one of those like little smart cars and they put a freaking Ducati engine in it.
See, the thing is, I see those and I'm like, okay, there's only one paint job that's suitable for them, but I've seen one outside of a pizza place as the delivery vehicle, and I'm like, hell no, I don't want to have like there's no room for the driver and the pizza at the same time. I don't want one that the driver's been sitting on.
And yeah, clown,
You
I'm
do
not
strap the
surprised
pizza
you've
to the
seen.
roof.
I'm not surprised you've seen a minivan with hydraulics on Dayton's. Sounds familiar, but I can't remember it. Surprised they wasn't on Dubs. I've seen lowrider minivans. They're always freaking weird.
See, the one thing with drag strips that I really
hydraulics on like anything that you can put wheels on. So.
yeah. And if you're not careful, you can break them real easily too.
Oh yeah, no joke.
I still
But
think
people try.
I still think it's funny the vehicle that is known for being like with parents and wine moms and whatnot. Basically, the minivan was actually just meant to be a cargo vehicle. Like it was meant to be done for people like Tragic Gardener and shit like that. Like it was meant to be used for those.
See, and my preference for a cargo van is something a bit longer, a bit taller, and a hell of a lot more powerful.
Yeah, see the reason that of speaking as someone who was formerly a mom, well, no, I'm still a mom. My kids are grown. But when my kids were little and we did have a minivan, my
Yeah.
it was because you always had at the minimum 5 people in the car. And then if your kids had friends over, you had to have room for the extra people.
Oh, I'm not saying it was a bad investment or a bad idea to have for parents and whatnot. And technically, the wine mom thing would usually be like some overly huge SUV she still can't drive properly. But like where it was supposed to be started was vans were made to be cargo vehicles, and then families found them and they're like, this is fucking amazing. And then obviously the whole chicken tax and shit happened, and
then cafe standards and just one more annoying government overreach.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
And all I can hear is that electrician bitching about chicken tax.
Yeah. I still have to watch the latest freaking unsub. I got slightly angry and had to buy a metronome, or not buy a metronome, but download a metronome app that I could, because I might try to start using that for some videos. Do you know why the fat electrician is so easy to be liked for his videos and everything, Will? And Tempo. Because he can speak at 92 beats per minute, which is the most well-liked beats per minute by humanity. That's why there's a guy in country who was completely hated because he found a way to make all of his music at 92 beats per minute, which made it really popular, and it didn't matter what it was.
Okay.
You may not be aware of this tier, but there are some very interesting and amazing ways to hack the human brain.
Oh, that's why I like some of the horror movies I've seen to where God, I can't remember which one it was that I was seeing it from. But to cheat the system for scare, and they're able to put hertz tones lower than the human ear can actually get, but will cause you to have that, like the hair on the back of your neck stand up and shit like that.
Sense of unease and everything, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm just like, you dirty motherfuckers.
Now, one of those mind hacks is one that I absolutely hate every single time I experience it, and might just cause me to go out and commit a murder sometime.
Okay.
Why?
there is this very nifty little trick that if you take and basically feed back what a person is saying to them, the audio of what they're saying, just turn around and feed it back to them at just the right interval. It hacks the brain. You can't continue talking. Every single time your brain starts getting that playback from what you're saying in your own voice, it breaks you. I work in a call center. Every so often, there are devices that you can buy that do this. All they do is they do the recording and they play it back at just the right split-second interval to break the person's brain so they can't keep talking.
So it's like they're hearing themselves say what they've just said.
Yes.
So kind of like
it's got to be at just the right interval. It's not your typical echo thing. It's got to be just the right interval. But if it's at the right interval, you just cannot continue speaking. It is impossible. I work in a call center. I've had people call in and plug this device into the phone system.
Fucking hell.
That's
there are reasons why it tempts me to extreme violence.
I would be pissed too if I kept hearing that shit.
It's bad enough just getting an echo of yourself, but when they've got that perfect delay in there, oh, it is.
And
infuriating.
now Batman wants one.
Yeah, Batman, if you get one, I am going to cross the pond.
Oh, it'll be
and
one of
hunt you
those
down.
things that he'll be like,
I will find you.
he'll be like, oh, every time he jumps into a stream with one of us, he'll be like, hey, by the way, boot.
Batman, why do you hate us?
Oh, if he wants to get one of those devices and use it on, like, I don't know, scammers, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, most likely I'd kill us.
Say, get one and use it on the police. I'm fine with that. Do you know why I pull what?
Step out of the car.
No, sir, I don't know why you pulled me over. Is that what you're asking?
That was right. Yeah, the Laurel and Yanni thing, like, depending on how you are, you can actually hear both of them because they're done at different frequencies.
And of course, because the brain is so susceptible to
Influence.
manipulation when things are, or some manipulation, suggestion, whichever one you think you're hearing, it reinforces that. And if you suddenly think, hey, I'm hearing the other one, you start picking that one up.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've only ever heard one. I can't remember which one I hear, but I've only ever heard one. That's like the blue and black versus white and gold. That dress is blue and black. It doesn't matter what light you put it in. It's just either really faded out or not.
Oh, and since
I don't know, it's insane.
And since I didn't get to this last night because Angela had other stuff to do, Angela, I heard you got diagnosed with HAFA.
I'm gonna hurt someone.
Have a good day. Got him.
Got him.
I'm like going, I don't know what I'm being set up for, but I'm gonna hurt somebody.
And then it's have a good day.
Got him.
I still loved when I got Zell with that the other day. I was at the gym doing that one. He's just like, I don't know. No, just get to the whole point. Have a good day. Oh, that is good. He's like, I'm so glad this went this way.
I I'm like sitting here going, I know I'm being set up. What am I being set up for? What's happening?
And it's the whole thing of like replace the R and
Have a good night, Batman.
Night, Batman. Or would it be morning for him? I don't know.
well,
Well,
they're technically
hopefully
Zulu,
he's
so I want
going-
to say it's like 12 hours, so it's like afternoon.
No, it's after 5 a.m. He said so earlier
Oh.
in the chat. It's like
Oh.
5:30 something.
Hmm.
But I don't know if he's slept yet.
Batman doesn't sleep. He waits. Don't tell me you don't get that reference.
It is a little after 6 because that of what at the time he said it was 5:57. It's probably 6:09 right now. And like I said, I just don't know if he's slept yet. So
Like I said, Batman doesn't sleep. He waits.
well, I'm pretty sure that he sleeps at some point.
No. It,
I get it here.
also, Batman doesn't need pussy, apparently.
Didn't that
It's a all right. So a comic book writer wanted to show him munching down
Catwoman.
that woman, and
DC
the editors
basis.
veto.
Basically,
Yeah.
DC came back and like our superheroes don't do that.
No, Batman doesn't need pussy because they allow Robin to. It was, I think, 2021 maybe.
he sleeps but upside down?
No, that's how goth girls sleep.
Good job, brother.
I mean, Keaton movie.
Why do you work at a Indian or Pakistani call center? Nice.
Otherwise, I don't know really if there's much else to go on this one. So we'll get to the thing of like, would you recommend someone else to see this movie? Tier.
Yes, I would.
Angela?
Totally.
Will?
Do you want the yes or the hell yes?
I'll take that as an abso-fucking-lutely.
So fucking lootable.
That works.
Okay.
Tier doesn't, but that works.
Do work. Some days. Not today.
But I think we'll call it there. It's been a little over an hour. This was definitely a fun movie. If you've got a few hours, I'd honestly say marathon them both, just because they lead into each other pretty well.
Yes,
Yeah, they do.
From everything I'm assuming at least a year has passed between the first and the second movie.
Yeah.
Because Riley wrote the book, and it seems like they're still riding high from their adventure. So it had to be at least a year.
Well, plus
I'd
with the whole
say
taxes and everything.
probably a little bit longer
Yeah.
because Nicolas Cage's girlfriend has had time to get acquainted with both of his parents. And
Time to get acquainted with his parents, get fed up with him, and
All right, year and a half.
Probably more of like how it was going from the first movie to the second. First movie was 2004. Second movie was 2007. So probably at least 2 years.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I will accept that. I will accept that.
I don't care if you accept it. You're gonna accept it anyway.
I will not accept that. God damn it.
Let's say,
I don't
but
care.
obviously we'll have all sorts of things run. I have everyone's YouTube channels. I don't think I have Tier's Rumble channel. I probably ought to just switch it over to that since he really doesn't use his YouTube anymore.
Yeah, fuck YouTube. But I might upload a game stream because those would be rather tame.
We got Angela's in there. I believe Will also has stuff as well. So
Yeah, mostly on Twitch, but I got to start putting stuff on YouTube again.
Probably should change
too
that
lazy.
or add the minions in there as well, since he does that on Monday and whatnot. And we're a little bit all over the place. Minions, Mr. Adams, Rumble, Twitter, Twitch. We
Kick. We need to get somebody streaming on Kick.
You'll find us all somewhere sometime.
Throw a rock at a tree. One of us may fall out of it.
I should hopefully have another couple videos out in a while. I should be able to
Please stop throwing rocks at trees. I've fallen too many times.
I should be able to get a gun one out in the next couple weeks because I'll have a couple days off, and I might hopefully be able to eat normally again because I should be getting my fake tooth.
Yay!
Oh, fake tooth. I'm picking mine up tomorrow.
No, don't.
But otherwise,
I had my wisdom teeth removed.
Next week will be a Talk in the Void. When we come back, we're gonna be doing Bangkok Dangerous.
The Knowing is after that.
Yep,
I can't wait to see that one.
And we'll see how things go. We are probably gonna skip G-Force because I want to say he's not even one of the main cast.
And to think, I know I've seen Knowing. I'm just trying to remember.
It's where he finds a cipher that predicts major events and then releases the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I saw it with Snow Bunny. It was Snow Bunny. Snowflake. I think it was Snow Bunny. Yeah. No, Snowflake. All right. Yeah, Snowflake.
I was waiting for you to say that Kefki fell out in the first shot.
No, she had gotten into the hole to get to the Keebler Elves' cookies.
No, all right. So again, I'm asked this question: how do you keep the elves out of your tree? Cat.
Exactly.
No, so
around here, you let the Keebler factory go bankrupt, and then
cat gets them. My cat is over here wanting attention because she hears me talking, and I'm not paying attention to her, so she's bothering with stuff.
So we're gonna call it and get out of here and whatnot. Have a good week, everyone. There's no holidays coming up until February.
Yeah, it is.
tomorrow.
Martin Luther King's birthday tomorrow, and the inauguration.
Oh yeah,
But I'm still working tomorrow, so
Yeah,
same.
I don't get paid till tomorrow
I don't
night.
feel like it's really been a weekend because I had to freaking work on Saturday.
Do you get tomorrow off?
Nope.
I get paid well for it though.
Hell yes.
Oh yeah, I should be getting, because we only had to work 6 hours. I should be getting like 6.5 hours of overtime because I happen to stay in late 2 different days. And what I meant by no holidays is like no holidays most people remember. Most people don't think of MLK Day, just to be honest.
Because most places don't have it all.
Yep.
Only schools and banks and stuff like that.
Banker say government the government holiday that's typically just the banker's holiday. So cool stuff.
Learned to
Military
say this one. If it's a banker's holiday, I have a holiday.
But we're gonna get out of here. So have a good one, everyone. Have a good week. Definitely go see this movie. It's a fun one. If you haven't seen it first, watch it first. If you got kids, watch it with them. It's just good fun for the whole family.
Fun.
Yes, they did a good fun for the whole family too, for between 1 and 2 on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it's harder and harder to find Disney films you trust for yourself, let alone for your kids these days. Enjoy this one.
Yeah, but this one was written before the Dark Ages.
In the before times. Yes, I know.
The long ago.
Many moons
A
ago.
galaxy far, far away.
No. Our ancestors.
Long
told
ago,
tales
many
at Disney.
years before Sigourney Weaver.
They tell tales.
See if you know where that reference is from.
Nope, I do not.
I know I've heard it, but I don't
Aqua Teen
remember.
Hunger Force.
Okay. Not from actually watching it then.
It's been years since I've seen it, so I probably had the quote a little bit wrong. But we're going to get out of here. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye all.
Bye.
Man.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.